Carnival Cruise Lines is proving that everything old can in fact be new again, as the Carnival Radiance is set to begin her maiden voyage today. We'll give you some updates. Plus, passengers are now suspecting foul play for the incident that occurred on the Carnival Miracle involving a passenger going overboard near Ensenada, Mexico. We'll learn a little bit more, and we're going to check it from a few different sources. MSC Cruise Lines has launched their newest ship out of Miami, the MSC Seashore. And if you're hoping to travel to St. Kitts or Nevis, it just got a little bit easier. All this coming up on Midships. Hey, welcome to the Midships YouTube channel. I'm your Captain Corey. Thanks so much for stopping by again today. We are on Deck 6, Midships here on the Carnival Mardi Gras. This is the Grand Central area. Beautiful place to be. Just ahead of me, I can see the Alchemy Bar, and I actually stopped by the Java Blue Cafe on the way in today. I don't know if you can see this. I'll actually try to show you a video that I took on my cell phone. This is from the lovely people down at Java Blue. They made me a Mexican coffee, which is basically a cappuccino with just a little bit of alcohol in it. It's Patron XO Cafe. If you've never had it and you're a coffee lover, you should give it a try. It's a really, really good version of Patron. So let's go ahead and start off with a little update on my cruise here aboard the Carnival Mardi Gras. We are actually, I don't know if you can probably see it quite yet, but just on the horizon there, that is Mexico. We are due in Cozumel in about an hour or two. So I'm going to be getting off today. I think I may try out Mr. Sancho's today, so hopefully I'm able to bring you a little look at that in tomorrow's episode. So yesterday we covered some cruise news that has actually just basically gone viral all over the internet, and we're going to provide an update today on the passenger that did go missing aboard a Carnival cruise ship. But I think it's important we start out with a little bit of good news today, so let's go ahead and talk about some changes happening to the ports of St. Kitts and Nevis. From cruiseindustrynews.com, St. Kitts and Nevis ease entry for fully vaccinated international cruisers. St. Kitts Tourism Authority has announced new eased regulations for entering St. Kitts as well as Nevis aboard a cruise ship from December 11th on. That's right, these are already in place. According to the organization, fully vaccinated cruise passengers arriving in the area will now be allowed to fully integrate into the Federation without the need of a test on arrival or any self-quarantine requirements. However, only vaccinated travelers are allowed to visit St. Kitts and Nevis. Travelers must continue to show proof of vaccination to visit attractions or book tour experiences, according to the Tourism Authority. So while it may not be as easy as it used to be to visit these destinations, it looks like it's getting a little bit easier here month by month. So that's great news for anybody with an itinerary stop in these areas. Now, longtime Midships viewers will know that I absolutely adore MSC Cruise Line's Private Island Ocean Cay Marine Reserve. And to be quite honest with you, their ships are some of the most beautiful at sea. And they have a brand new one coming out of Miami. Let's learn a little bit more about the MSC Seashore. From Attractions Magazine by Matt Rosenboom, MSC Cruises launches their flagship MSC Seashore out of Miami. MSC Cruises, the third largest cruise brand in the world, has officially launched and named their newest flagship MSC Seashore. Sailing out of Miami, the Seashore is an evolution and enhancement of the line's pioneering Seaside class, designed in the style of Miami beachfront condos. 65 of the public areas have been reimagined completely. The ship also offers some of the most generous outdoor space of any ship in the fleet, at nearly 140,000 square feet, offering guests the opportunity to enjoy the great outdoors by lounging poolside, sipping on a refreshing cocktail in one of the bars, relaxing in a bubbling hot tub, or simply soaking up the sun and breezes from the balcony of their very own cabin. Some key highlights aboard the newest flagship for MSC, the Seashore, include the largest and most luxurious yacht club in the fleet, as well as 11 different types of staterooms and suites with balconies. Also on board are 6 swimming pools, 5 specialty restaurants, and an exclusive Top 19 solarium for Aurea Spa guests. So hopefully in the next 3 or 4 months, we'll be able to take you aboard the newest ship for MSC Cruises, the Seashore. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on that. While you're down there subscribing, I want to remind you that all of the articles covered in today's Midships episode will be linked in the description below. Also, at the very top of my description box, there are some Amazon affiliate links to some cruise swag that I use on every single cruise. Now, most of these items are like $10 or less. They make a great stocking stuffer for Christmas. And even if you just click on the link and don't buy anything, it does help support the channel just a little bit. Well, Carnival Cruise Line is launching another new ship today, and we have to talk about this one because it's pretty special. Let's learn a little bit more about the Carnival Radiance. From cruiseradio.net by Richard Sims, Carnival Cruise Line's Radiance shines on her special night. Everything old was literally new again, as Carnival Cruise Line welcomed the Radiance, the former Carnival Victory, to the fleet Sunday evening with a special naming ceremony in Long Beach, California. The festivities featured a face very familiar to cruisers, as well as to his mom, who just happens to be the ship's new godmother. Longtime Midships viewers already know where this is going, but let's go ahead and talk about Shaquille O'Neal. It was a family affair, as Carnival Cruise Line's CFO, Chief Fun Officer, Shaquille O'Neal, or Shaq, was joined aboard the ship by none other than his own mother, Dr. Lucille O'Neal. But she wasn't simply there to check out the second shipboard branch of her son's Big Chicken restaurant. Instead, she was there to help preside over the naming ceremony as Radiance's new godmother. And here we have a picture of Shaq and his mom, Dr. Lucille O'Neal, cutting the ribbon there outside of the newest Shaq's Big Chicken at sea. I'm a little curious, have any of you out there watching this video had Shaq's Big Chicken yet? I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Not gonna lie, that was my first stop as soon as I got finished with my muster drill here on the Carnival Mardi Gras. Now the fries at the Big Chicken, they might have been a little thin for my taste, but that's okay because it was so easy to pop down a Guy's Burger joint and get some of those real good fries. Shaq was joined by his mother, father, and sister for the ribbon cutting ceremony at Shaq's Big Chicken, as Christine Duffy, Carnival Cruise Line's president, watched on and offered a running narration of the event. And this is Christine Duffy over here in the black and red holding the microphone. Radiance, which will set sail on her 4-night inaugural voyage Monday morning, officially became the third Carnival Cruise Line ship to sail from the West Coast, joining her sisters Carnival Panorama as well as the Carnival Miracle, a ship which we'll talk a lot more about later in today's episode. Christine Duffy, president of Carnival Cruise Line, said about the event, "We're beyond excited to finally welcome her to the West Coast and into our fleet." And it was easy to see why the exec said finally. The ship last sailed as the Carnival Victory back in March of 2020, before heading into the transformational dry dock. Unfortunately, thanks to the industry-wide shutdown and shipyard closures, a waiting game began for Radiance. We have our first look inside the Radiance. You can see she's all decorated for the holiday season here. As guests boarded the ship yesterday, they were greeted by quite a sight. The crew lining the stairways of the atrium, which was decked out for the quickly approaching Christmas season. And here we have the crew in what's become a familiar sight here post-pandemic for cruise ship restarts, all lining the main atrium area, most likely clapping and cheering, getting ready for their very first sailing. By midsummer of 2020, rumors were circulating that Carnival had decided to ditch the idea of transforming the Victory and instead sell the ship off, as they had done with several other older vessels, in order to remain solvent during the crisis. Ultimately, this would turn into the longest dry dock in Carnival Cruise Line's history, the proposed 29-day process turning into one that spanned 19 months. The proposed 29-day process quickly turned into one that spanned over 19 months. Eventually, some of the line's most popular venues were added to the ship, including Guy's Pig and Anchor Smokehouse, the Heroes Tribute Bar, and the Red Frog Rum Pub. And of course, perhaps the most immediately obvious change, Radiance became the latest Carnival ship to receive the line's striking new red, white, and blue livery. So that's some great news coming out of the West Coast for Carnival Cruise Lines. It looks like the Radiance is ready to set sail in just a few hours later today. Now, yesterday we broke some very serious news about a passenger going missing aboard a Carnival cruise ship near Ensenada, Mexico. Well, there's some updates, and now even a few passengers are suspecting some foul play could have been involved. So we're going to read a couple articles. I think it's important to get some differing points of view and really try to separate the fact from the fiction here. So we're going to start with an article from the New York Post by Nina Clevenger. Passengers suspect foul play after woman falls overboard Carnival cruise ship. And of course, this is all alleged. At around 3:30 a.m. Saturday morning, passengers of the Carnival Miracle cruise ship were awakened to an alert that someone had gone overboard. Passengers were in the midst of a 3-day voyage from the Long Beach Cruise Terminal to Ensenada, Mexico. And we have a quote from one of those passengers, Danielle Miranda, on board. "Someone has lost their life, whether it was done by accident or by foul play, I do not yet know. There's some high suspicion of foul play after the woman fell from the 5th floor balcony of her stateroom. There are 12 decks in total on board the Miracle cruise ship." Miranda added, "A lot of people are concerned because that's somebody's life, and that's a high likelihood that the person will not be found alive." And of course, Carnival Cruise Lines has issued a statement on the incident, and we'll read it for you now. Carnival says, "We advised Carnival Miracle guests this morning of an overboard incident involving one of our guests from the balcony of her stateroom. Our thoughts are with the guest and her family, and our care team is providing support. With a guest capacity of 2,100 people, it's estimated that around 1,100 people were on board the cruise ship at the time of the incident." So in yesterday's episode, we reported that the Coast Guard, as well as the Mexican Navy, as well as the Carnival ship, and a Holland America ship were all searching the area for this missing passenger. Well, we do have an update, and I'd like to provide it to you now, coming out of the Boston Globe. Well, we do have an update on the search efforts, and I'm going to provide it to you now, courtesy of the Boston Globe. By the Associated Press, officials halt search for a woman who went overboard on a Carnival cruise ship. And of course, the authors here must not be cruise fans, because that is not the Carnival Miracle, that is in fact the Carnival Horizon. All right, Long Beach, California. U.S. Coast Guard authorities have halted the search for a woman who reportedly went overboard on a cruise ship near Ensenada, Mexico. Authorities searched for more than 31 hours for the woman before pausing the search on Sunday, pending additional information, said Petty Officer First Class Adam Stanton on Sunday. The woman was in her mid-20s, was reported to have gone overboard early Saturday. The Carnival Miracle cruise ship was returning Sunday to the port of Long Beach, where federal authorities were waiting to investigate the incident. So like we said yesterday, our heart goes out to those involved in this case of the missing woman on the Carnival Miracle. If you made it this far into today's episode, why haven't you subscribed to the channel yet? While you're down there, make sure you click the thumbs up on this video. It's the only way to tell the YouTube algorithm to push this type of content out to other people who love cruising as much as you do. Thanks so much for stopping by the channel today, and until tomorrow when we're in Costa Maya, Mexico, we'll see ya on the Midships.